So if you all would take your seats, we're going to call this meeting to order. Could I have everyone in their seats so that we can then stand? All right, we're going to call this meeting to order at 9:31. May I please have the roll call?
Vice Mayor Baxter.
Here.
Commissioner Flores. Here. Mayor Marino.
Here.
Commissioner Powell. Commissioner Sachs. Here. Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Commissioner Woodward.
Here.
Thank you.
Commissioner Powell is here. Here. There you go. Thank you. All right. You all please stand if you can. Dear God, we still seek your help with our affairs today. Bless this meeting with your divine intelligence and help us to make the best use of our time. We are of diverse opinion here, yet we wish to reach agreement satisfactory to all. Please share your wisdom with us to help us do right by all concerned. Thank you for your blessing. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. Additions, deletions, substitutions, modifications, you name it, we got it.
Not quite. Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the board. On page 10, 3C3 has been deleted for further staff review. On page 12, 3C5 has been deleted for further staff review. On page 34, 4I has been added on as a special presentation. Page 38, 5C1 is an add-on that's just rolling over the budget workshop information for everyone. On page 39, 5D1 is an add-on, and that's a receive and file as a staff report on Milani Park. That concludes the add and delete.
May I get a motion to adopt, please?
So moved.
I have a first from the Vice Mayor, a second from Commissioner Woodward. All in favor? All opposed? See that it carries 7-0. Good morning. Ms. Larson, you have 7 cards for consent.
I promise.
We will give you 3 minutes to do all 7.
I don't think you really want me to say it that fast. Other words might come out of my mouth. I was reading the agenda last night.
Excuse me, hold on 1
Go
minute.
ahead, do your thing.
Oh, hold on 1 minute. Our timer is not timing.
I got 934 minutes. I'm so excited. 3A1, the healthcare district.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got to watch.
That's okay. Please, hold on 1 moment. Technology.
Pen and paper.
Did you know what you're doing? Actually, we had a motion to approve the agenda as amended. We will need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
No, before I speak.
Thank you. Okay, before we vote, Ms. Larson, you will have 3 minutes as soon as we get our timer working.
It'll get fixed. It's Groundhog Day. Over and over and over again.
All right. We do. All right. We're going to just go ahead and give you 3 minutes from at 8:27.
Okay. 3A1, I do not agree with. I just don't. I know why the healthcare district was invented, and somehow during the Obamacare, because I saw this happen, people were sent over to Obamacare instead of going to the healthcare district, you know? And it was created for the working poor of Palm Beach County, so they would always have healthcare. Those babies would be born with the immigrants that were working out in those farms. I watched it. I knew Dr. Brombeck, and I had so much respect for them. You can't know. You can't know. They saved a friend of mine's life that had kidney failure. So I don't think we should not be building buildings. We do have to do housing, but we're not specific. Not using other money. Pulling out of one bucket to pay another bucket. We did that with Social Security, and look what happened. Everybody's being threatened every year we won't have Social Security. So please, I think this is against everything that we're about. The airport, please fix it. There was a jet that took off this morning. It was 10 feet above Southern Boulevard going south on Gun Club there. It's just, we're paying for consultants. They said that the jail had hidden things since 1984 on Gun Club Road. There's a lot of pages of failures there. It was hidden, it's just, we didn't see it. It's undocumented. And, blighted parks. Because we have money, do we have to spend money? We have to build new buildings and tear down things and build new things and go after fads, because fads go away real quick, commissioners, and I've seen a lot of them. And the one that really, it got me because it was my birthday, July 29, 2024. We didn't get a grant because we didn't file in a timely manner, but we're filing again, and it's supposed to be for $1.2 million, and it is for one of the things that you want to subsidize, which is substance abuse. And it was so funny because they said substance abuse disorders are overrepresented. It says it in your backup. That's unbelievable because is it or isn't it? So here we're spending, but I'm glad you're going after the grant again. I hope you get it in a timely fashion, because in your 7A1, your request, someone did request to, give you guys a heads up so you will get things done in a timely fashion. I'm only saying it because I'm trying to help you do that, because we're failing, commissioners, and badly.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second. Does anybody want to pull anything from consent? No? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? See that the motion carries 7-0.
Excuse me, Mayor. May I be recognized?
I'm sorry?
May I be recognized?
Sure.
Could we have the maker and the second restated for the record?
I made the motion to accept the consent agenda.
And Commissioner Woodward made the second. Thank you. Now we're on to the fun part.
Excuse me, I have a comment.
I'm sorry? Oh, we have two lights on, Commissioner Weiss and Commissioner Sacks. Commissioner Weiss, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to acknowledge there were two items on the consent agenda that were not discussed in public comment, but I wanted to make sure that we recognize them. One is E32, and that is to provide funding for an outreach, homeless outreach folks from the Lord's Place. I just want to thank staff. I want to thank the folks from the Lord's Place, the people that are on the street and helping our families and folks that are out there, and also working with integrated healthcare systems of Riviera Beach and providing mental health services. This has been something we've been after and talking about for quite some time, and it's finally come to fruition, and really appreciate that. And then the second is on item 3E3, and that was funding for the respite center for folks that are unhoused. It's being hosted by Salvation Army, and I want to thank the Salvation Army and our other community partners that have also helped this make a reality. What was happening in the past is, unfortunately, people that are unhoused or homeless go to the hospital, they get treated, and then they're released and put back out on the street, and a lot of times they need additional support services as they're making their recovery. And this is a place for folks that need that kind of respite to make a full recovery, get back on their feet, but it also integrates them in with the rest of our services. So hopefully we can get them housed and provide the support services to get them back on their feet and back being productive members of society. So I just, again, want to just reach out and thank everybody. This is huge.
Thank you. Commissioner Sacks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. With regard to the consent agenda on 3A1 on the healthcare district, I'd like to put on the record that I had a very good conversation with Max Sonnenschein, and the healthcare district is going to be spearheading the Baker Acts for our children so that we can continue to take care of those who are so vulnerable in our community. I know that it was left out by another hospital, but in the way that the healthcare district works so beautifully within our community for healthcare, they are going to pick that up along with finding a place to go, because part of the reason why healthcare district is getting the $10 million with all of our approval is that somewhere to go in the model that they have is a place for housing for the homeless. And in fact, I will consider to put Max Sunshine in my task force for housing first for the homeless. So I want to thank her on behalf of all of the people in the healthcare district. And I want to recognize Tammy Fields, who was very instrumental in making sure that this funding goes forward to take care of our most vulnerable. Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Vice Mayor Baxter.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to ask, I would like to make the motion to reorder the agenda to take the sheriff's item prior to special presentations.
Anyone object to that? This way we can get the sheriff in and out quickly? All right. So
Can I get a second?
I have a motion. I have a second. I have a motion from the Vice Mayor, a second from Commissioner Sacks. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? See, the motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to invite the sheriff up, which would be, let's see, item 5B1. Sheriff,
Good morning.
good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Have at it,
What's the question?
Mayor, do you want me to?
please.
Okay. Good morning. On 5B1, we're asking the board to approve a budget transfer of $20 million from our general fund contingency reserves to supplement the fiscal year 2025 sheriff's budget. What we're requesting is for to reimburse the sheriff's budget because they have been paying out of their budget for security for POTUS when they're here in town and when he's not, to cover security. Working with our Secret Service, which has requested assistance, and so the sheriff's office has been providing it. This is strictly for the sheriff. This is the first half when President Trump was a candidate, as well as President-elect. And going forward, this takes us through middle of November. And then we'll be back to the board during mid-year adjustment to make the other adjustments, which is really another $25 million, to carry them through fiscal year 25. So we'll be working with their office. It's a total of $45 million that the taxpayers will upfront. We are working along with the sheriff and our congressional folks to modify language in the existing FEMA. It wasn't FEMA. Not sure where it's going to end up.
Hopefully it won't be up under FEMA again.
Okay. Well, and so we were, during the POTUS, President Trump's last term, we were reimbursed for all of the funding that we expended for security. The language is in there to cover the president's residency, which would then also go into the future after he has been through inauguration. However, staff is working with our congressional folks and others in DC so we can add during the time that they are running for office as well as president-elect. So we can incorporate that and be totally reimbursed for all 45 million. It normally takes about a year for us to be reimbursed. So you will also see this when I come before you for the 26 budget, allocating those dollars up front. But we are working diligently and hopefully we will be reimbursed for all of our expenditures.
Thank you.
Mayor, there's a lot of different dynamics going on here that is not normally involved with the presidential election. You've got a candidate that was already the president who is getting presidential protection, not at the level it was to start with, but then you had 2 assassination attempts. So the Secret Service's request for the security is substantial. Actually, at a certain point in time there before the election, he was at presidential protection level. It was that high. The other dynamic you're dealing with here is this is a large complex over there. You know, usually you'd be talking about a house in a residential area, but you're talking about an expansive piece of property between 2 bodies of water, and the property itself is big. So that lends itself to a little bit more problems securing the place. The additional 25 is a guess. I can tell you that right now. And that's based on our history from the last time that he was the president. But the dynamics are going to change, I can tell you that for sure. We've already heard some information where he may be spending more time here than in Washington. Definitely, you're going to see him bringing leaders from the world. They're going to come here, like the president from China. That is a significant shift in the cost for security. So the 25 is a guess. I'd almost be willing to tell you it's going to be more than that. We keep it at a minimum level, yet do what we need to do. But the request that we have is from the Secret Service. We don't go over there and say, we think we need to be here or there. They request it, and then we provide it. So, you know, it's expensive, but we don't really have a choice. We cannot let something bad happen for the 3rd time, regardless of who it is, whether it's him or any other president. We just can't let it happen. So that's pretty much where we're at.
Vice Mayor Baxter, your light is still on.
I would like to make the motion. Do
Okay.
we have any cards?
We do have one card.
Okay.
Alexandria Larson.
Sorry, I have a stupid question. Hi, Sheriff Bradshaw, how you doing today? The only question I had, in the backup, it says that we needed 13 million, but we're asking for 20 million. Is that like a pad to make sure we get the money, or that will be spent, or? I apologize, you didn't read the
That's all right.
backup, but in the backup, I was just acknowledging everybody, but it says it's 13 million, that was the number, and then you go down and it's asking for 20, so I'm just trying to understand all this, and it said we're under budgeted, it says, and I didn't notice something for the first time in my life, but the word extraordinary means extraordinary. It just, when you split it up, and personnel, because President Trump was talking about putting a lead dome over things, so I guess that's what we need to do. We're at a heightened level of protection at all times, and fear, and scared, and sheriffs, I mean, like I said, when I saw the plane taking off this morning, that scared me more than anything else, but I did the extra money, because I hoped we anticipate some things on a regular basis from now on, because it happened to us before, 4 years ago. So we kind of have an idea. And like Sheriff Bradshaw said, it is heightened because of the incidents that occurred here. And God bless America, we got different days now, but this is a lot for the taxpayers, as always. And like you said, we get reimbursed, but it doesn't matter, federal, state, county. It's all the taxpayers. It's a lot of money. It's other people's money. It's not our money necessarily, but I just wanted you to ask why the difference between 13 and 20. I just wondered if it was.
That's easy to explain. When we first started talking about this, it was at 13. But there's been time between we say we need this and today. I spend $240,000 a day when he's here.
Okay,
So
no.
it grew from the original number when we first started talking about it to what it is today.
Well, I didn't know the number. It wasn't in the backup,
Okay.
sir.
No
But
problem.
it's a lot of money. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Sachs, your light is on.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to thank our sheriff and your men and women for all that you do. It's, first of all, it's an honor and a privilege to have the leader of the free world choose Palm Beach County as his residence. Secondly, you protect everybody. You protect the lowly citizen, like myself, and everybody in our community. We all feel safe because of your expertise and professionalism. And we thank you for that.
Well, I know that there's always an issue with the traffic over there with the barricades and how the traffic flow is going to go. But look, we can't let a New Orleans happen. We have to do what we have to do. We've worked out a system now when we know he's leaving and he's going to be gone for at least 4 days. We take him down real quick, early in the morning, and then we get 48 hours notice. We put him back up like 5 o'clock in the morning on the day that he's coming back. So we're trying to work the best to not cause anybody any issues with the traffic over there.
Thank you, Sheriff. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? See that it carries 7-0.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You're welcome. And just a reminder, we are breaking for lunch at 11:30. We have a hard stop. We'll be back at 1:15. And now we will go to presentations.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes.
Could we have the second restated?
I never made the motion either. I said I wanted to.
Oh, I apologize. So Vice Mayor Baxter is making the motion. Sachs is making the second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? See that it carries 7-0. Thank you. Thank you for the correction. Okay, special presentations. So we are 4A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. May I have District 3 and District 7? Please take the podiums. The first proclamation will be declaring February 14th as Heart Healthy Awareness Day.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So today I'll be declaring February 14, 2025 as Heart Health Awareness Day in Liberty Park Elementary School. And if I can have Dr. Snyder, Principal Snyder, and the staff members from Liberty Park come up, that would be great. All right. Whereas cardiovascular disease ranks as America's #1 killer, and whereas 14% of children and teens in the U.S. either have high blood pressure or are headed towards it, and whereas young people with heart disease and stroke risk factors are more likely to have cardiovascular disease as adults, whereas heart health awareness plays a vital role in reducing heart disease, improving general wellness, and supporting a better quality of life, and whereas improved exercise and eating habits can reduce the risk of heart disease, and whereas the results of these efforts are being realized through a program to educate children achieved through a Kids Heart Challenge sponsored by the American Heart Association, vigorous fitness warm-ups, friendly competition to encourage the cause. And whereas February 14th, 2025 culminates the American Heart Association Kids Heart Challenge at Liberty Park Elementary. And whereas the children, teachers, school administrators, and community are encouraged to acknowledge this day by promoting the many benefits exercise while inspiring others to undertake similar actions. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in this regular session on this fourth day of February 2025, that February 14, 2025 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed as Heart Health Awareness Day. Okay.
Good job.
Thank you. Do I read the bottom part? I don't know.
You don't have to. It gets redundant.
Thank you, guys.
Good morning, and while they take pictures and present, I'll ask Dr. Nguyen to come up and accept this proclamation on behalf of us for Black History Month. As you know, Black History Month is very important. Dr. John Henrik Clarke stated that history is the clock that people use to find themselves on the map of human geography. Of course, to tell the people who they are, who they have been, and what they have been, but most importantly, history tells the people who they still must be and where they still must go. This proclamation declares February 2025 as Black History Month. In 1926, historian Dr. Carter G. Woodson noticed a historical lack of recognition for the achievements of African Americans, and he launched a one-week celebration to help increase the appreciation of their contributions to society. He chose the second week of February because it coincides with the birthdays of two prominent figures in African Americans' struggle for freedom: President Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist, author, and orator. And in the fervor of the civil rights movement of the 1960s, colleges and universities began to declare February as Black History Month. And in 1976, President Gerald Ford declared February as Black History Month. In 1986, the U.S. Congress passed a joint resolution designating February as National Black History Month to highlight the contributions African Americans have made to our country and to the world. In 2006, the U.S. Congress passed a concurrent resolution that expanded the observance of Black History Month to include recognition of the achievements and contributions of Afro-descendants in all of the Americas. And whereas, in the nearly 50 years since President Ford's declaration, Black History Month has grown to become observed nationally with many programs organized on college and university campuses. And it has become part of the public school curriculum. And the success of Black History Month has significantly contributed to the nation's progress in terms of race relations. We have seen the emergence of Black elected officials both locally and nationally. For instance, in 1990, Maud Ford Lee became Palm Beach County's first Black county commissioner. And in 2008, we elected our first Black president, Barack H. Obama. Also, in 2015, Virginia C. Baker became Palm Beach County's first Black county administrator. The Palm Beach County Community Services Department will host a Black History Cultural Tour highlighting iconic and historic places in Palm Beach County to promote community involvement and cultivate cultural awareness. There's a lot of work that we must continue to do. I am currently the chairman of the Palm Beach County Black elected officials, and now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this fourth day of February 2025, that February 2025 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Black History Month. To accept this award in this recognition is Dr. Wing. And if you don't mind, say a few words. Say a few words.
Oh, okay.
Just come.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you so much to Deputy Administrator Virginia Baker, Commissioner Bobby Powell, District 7 commissioners on the dais. Thank you for establishing and presenting this distinctive proclamation in recognition of Black History Month 2025. And it is most important that every February throughout the year that we celebrate the achievements and accomplishments of African and African Americans and those who continue to make a difference. Whatever success we attain and now and in the future is a result of standing on the shoulders of greatness, and this is a prestigious honor, so thank you.
Thank you, and we will take a couple pictures of my colleague, Commissioner Joel Flores, is standing with us. Thank you.
I didn't want to. Just insert myself.
I know, I slowed things down, my bad. I thought it was important that I joined. All right, so, I'd like to invite Dr. Ayala Collazo and all of the engineers in the county to come before us. We are declaring February 16th through the 22nd as of 2025 as National Engineers Week, whereas National Engineers Week was established in 1951 to help increase public understanding of engineering profession and to recognize those who professionally protect the public health, safety, and welfare. And whereas engineers use their scientific knowledge and skills in creative ways to fulfill society's needs, and whereas engineers face major technological challenges from rebuilding towns devastated by natural disasters and designing an information superhighway that will speed our country towards the 21st century. And whereas engineers encourage our young math and science students to realize their practical power of their knowledge, and whereas we will be looking to engineers more than ever for their knowledge and skills to meet the challenges of the future. And whereas we applaud the engineers working in Palm Beach County for the significant contributions they make to enhance our local quality of life. And whereas Palm Beach County Board of County Commissioners recognize the value of having engineers on staff by offering approximately 100 positions that utilize an engineering degree, spanning departments such as engineering and public works, water utilities, planning, zoning, and building, fire rescue, information system services, facility development and operations, environmental resource management, airports, housing and economic development, parks and recreation, and county administration. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled on this regular session on the 4th day of February 2025, that February 16th through the 22nd, 2025 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed National Engineers Week. Would you like to say a few words, Isabel?
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners. And Commissioner Flores, thank you for the recognition on behalf of all the engineers that join and work for the county in the different county departments. I can only say it's awesome to be an engineer and to dream about what can be and how to make it happen. We're here to serve the county, and I think we carry that responsibility with great pride. Thank you.
This is a proclamation honoring the historic Eagle Scout achievements of 4 African American youth in the Gulf Stream Council. The rank of Eagle Scout is the highest and most prestigious honor in scouting, attained by only 6% of all scouts. And it signifies the exceptional leadership, dedication, and service. And whereas Jayla Rollins, Caden Mansfield, and Natasha Stubbs have made history as the first African American female scouts in the Gulf Stream Council Lighthouse District and the state of Florida to achieve the Eagle Scout rank. And whereas Delvin Scott is the 4th male scout from Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church Scouting Program to earn the Eagle Scout rank, contributing to the legacy of excellence within his troop. And Jayla Rollins, at age 16, is also the first African American female in Florida to earn both the prestigious Arrow of Light Award at the Cub Scout and the Eagle Scout rank, having earned 27 merit badges in her journey. And Caden Mansfield, age 17, earned 30 merit badges, completing all of the rigorous requirements to earn the Eagle Scout rank distinction. And Natasha Stubbs, age 16, earned 31 merit badges, exemplifying dedication and perseverance as she completed the challenging path to Eagle Scout. And Delvin Scott, age 16, earned 28 merit badges and demonstrated outstanding leadership, commitment, and achievement on his journey to becoming an Eagle Scout. And these 4 remarkable young people have shown extraordinary dedication, perseverance, and leadership, and serve as an inspiration to all who aspire to reach their full potential. At this time, can all of the Eagle Scout members and the troop leaders please come up as we, as Palm Beach County, now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 4th day of February 2025, that the board is hereby honoring the historic Eagle Scout achievements of 4 African American youth in the Gulf Stream Council. And you 4 are the ones that we're honoring. Can you wave at everybody? Y'all wanted to say a word real quick?
Good morning. My name is Jayla Rollins, and on behalf of Troop 116 and 4116, we want to thank you for this opportunity and recognition. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Here's on the side, like in the kids, or maybe in the back. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Great work. I bet you do. We're going up on the right.
You should be in the middle.
Everyone knows this bag about 1 second. There we go.
Someone could stand up on the riser on the back.
You're right.
Actually, gentlemen, it would be better if you were up there.
Oh,
There we go. That's great.
All right, perfect.
Okay, good morning, everyone. If I could invite Lori Vinecourt, James Green, Tammy Fields, and anyone else who would like to come up to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the South County Mental Health Center. Tell Joseph I hope he feels better. Okay. Today we are recognizing the 50th anniversary of the South County Mental Health Center. Whereas the South County Mental Health Center opened its doors in 1974 to what would become the premier mental health care provider in Palm Beach County. And whereas the center has been a leader in private, not-for-profit behavioral health care and services. And whereas the South County Mental Health Center has remained a full-service community mental health center that includes inpatient and outpatient care, day program services, as well as short-term and long-term residential services. And whereas the center also has a mobile crisis team that can deliver care directly to patients at home or another location in the community. And whereas more than 300 people are employed in a wide range of healthcare roles, such as psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers, nurses, mental health counselors, marriage and family therapists, activities therapists, mental health technicians, and administrative support professionals. And whereas Palm Beach County is honored to join in the celebration and express admiration for this remarkable half-century achievement, while wishing the organization continued success in the years to come. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 4th day of February 2025, that the board hereby recognizes and celebrates the 50th anniversary of the South County Mental Health Center.
Wow, thank you so much. It's so great to be here for an item that is so pleasant and nice, and to speak to that. Yes, definitely. I am Lori Vinecourt, the president of the governing board of the South County Mental Health Center, and the CEO, Dr. Joseph Spiker, said he's so sorry he couldn't be here. And he wants me to tell you that he had oral surgery on Friday and it didn't work out so well, so he is in a lot of pain. But this is 50 years for this institution. He was there 48 years starting out. So, and he invites everyone here to come and visit anytime. I've given a copy of the annual report, copies to Commissioner Marcy Woodward's aide, and you can have copies of the annual report and see more about the South County Mental Health Center. But just one important thing about it is that it is the only not-for-profit mental health institution in Palm Beach County at this time. And a few years ago, we helped out tremendously when there was a need in Belle Glade, and we took over some of the, we have a facility out in Belle Glade, which is helping those out in Belle Glade. So we really span the entire county. Thank you so much for this, this wonderful proclamation.
I'm going to ask Mr. Patrick Glover to come up for this proclamation declaring February 8th, 2025 as Lion Order Gold Health and Wealth Symposium Day. Whereas Palm Beach County is committed to recognizing that its growth and prosperity depend on the health and wealth of residents, and that community outreach can help citizens with health or financial challenges. And members of Lion Order Gold LLC, led by Patrick Wesley Glover Sr., work with partners such as the University of Miami, Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, and Epilepsy Alliance Florida to provide access to high-quality, free health screenings and to help bring awareness to the community. Lion Order Gold LLC hosts a symposium, a fun-filled day to provide information to the public and to promote local and state collaborations to enhance the health and wealth of all members of our communities. And as a community, our health and wealth is connected, and we are stronger as a county, state, and nation when we work together to improve everyone's well-being. And the Health and Wealth Symposium Day exemplifies dedication and commitment to improving the health and wealth of Palm Beach County's residents and the well-being of the entire community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 4th day of February 2025, that February 8th, 2025, in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Lion Order Gold Health and Wealth Symposium Day. Mr. Patrick Glover. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, County Administrator. Thank you so much. When I was young, about 12, I found my mother on the floor having a grand mal seizure, and there were no resources at the time. It was very, very rough for me. And I experienced a lot being a caretaker for my mom. Had many people assisted, but there were no resources. Now today, we were able to merge health and wealth together and to kind of rid society and bring a solution. So I thank the entire Palm Beach County Commissioners, one of the greatest counties in the United States of America. Thank you so much.
Ms. LaRue, you want to join? For those of you that don't know, we are declaring February 11th through 17th, 2025 as 211 Awareness Week. I can personally say what a wonderful organization this is, how many people that you help, how many people you send in the right direction, how many people you save. So it's our honor to declare, again, February 11th through 17th, 2025 as 211 Awareness Week. Whereas 211 Helpline has handled over 3 million calls since its inception in 1971, and tens of thousands of people reach out to 211 for help each year. Whereas 211 is a central access number where individuals and families can find life-saving crisis support, guidance, and hope. And whereas people who struggle with mental and emotional health, addiction, and the ability to meet their basic needs of housing, utility payments, food, and other concerns can call 211's caring staff, who listen to all callers and provide available resources to help them strategize and solve problems. Whereas 211 also has specialized advocacy and support programs for the community that include caregiver support, Help Me Grow, Elder Crisis Outreach, and 211's life-saving Sunshine daily calls for lonely and isolated seniors and caregivers. And whereas 211 experts provide assistance for the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, first responders, the Florida Veterans Support Line, and other specialized groups and their families. And whereas any residents who are overwhelmed in crisis or just need to talk can be assured in knowing that 211 is available to help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 4th day of February 2025, that February 11th through 17th, 2025, in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed 211 Awareness Week. Would you like to say a few words? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor, Commissioners, and County staff for those kind comments. As was pointed out in the proclamation, our team at 211 is responding to literally hundreds of requests for help every single day. I want to drive home the point that each of those statistics, while dire, represent a living, breathing human being that has family and friends, loved ones that you may know, that you may love. It could be you. We take calls and help every single person, which is one of the reasons I love this work so much. Before I close, I want to give you a quick update on our capital campaign. We are very excited to let you know that we have met our preliminary goal, and we will be inviting you to a groundbreaking very soon, so keep an eye out for those invitations. And just in closing, let me say again that if you or someone you love don't know where to turn, our caring, trained people are there for you every hour of the day. So thank you again so much for the support and recognition. And if some of the county staff wanted to join for the picture, that would be awesome.
All right. Well, good morning. And I have the honor of presenting a proclamation this morning. We are declaring March 3rd through 7th, 2025 as Flood Awareness Week. As we're in dry season right now. We'll be moving into the wet season, so very important to talk about the education and knowledge of reducing flood risk. Palm Beach County has experienced severe weather in the past in the form of extreme rainfall or tropical system events resulting in flooding in both coastal and riverine areas. And this flooding has caused damage and flood losses to homes and buildings in all areas, whether they are high risk special flood hazard areas or low to moderate risk flood zones. The county is a voluntary participant in the National Flood Insurance Program that provides residents with the opportunity to protect themselves against flood loss through the purchase of flood insurance at reduced insurance premiums, as well as setting higher regulatory standards to reduce the flood risk and potential flood damage to their property. The reduction of loss of life and property damage can be achieved when appropriate flood preparations, control, and mitigation measures are taken before a flood. And whereas since public education and awareness of potential weather hazards and methods of protection are critical to the health, safety, and welfare of residents, the Florida Floodplain Managers Association has declared March 3rd through 7th, 2025 as Flood Awareness Week to promote awareness and increase knowledge of risk, the availability of flood insurance, flood protection methods, and how to prepare for emergencies. So therefore, now be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 4th day of February, 2025, that March 3rd through 7th, 2025 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Flood Awareness Week. Congratulations, and thank you for the excellent work you all do in helping us prepare and mitigate and recover after such weather events. And who's going to be speaking? All right. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor. We appreciate the support that the Commission has given us. 50% of floods occur outside special flood hazard areas every year. That's a fact. So just because you're not in a high-risk flood zone, you should still have flood insurance. Anywhere it rains, you can flood. And so, that's the message that we're trying to send, and we want everybody, we got the new maps. We're working through the issues that are coming out of those too. So we appreciate your support, and we'll do our best to not disappoint.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everyone from that side of the room, you're all FP&L, come on over. And then we're going to take a picture with all the commissioners. And I'd like to thank Commissioner Woodward for spearheading this effort. And then I sort of took it over from her as Florida Power and Light is in District 1. Also, I think I said grace on your new building as Mayor of Gardens, was there for the ribbon cutting of the building. And I'm just so pleased to recognize an organization that has been a partner with our community for 100 years. So do I need to read all these names? Would you like me to? Melissa Rotger, Marcos Salas, Jamie Gentile, Jody Eldridge, Ilan Coffer, Amy Kemp, Donald Kieselewski, who I knew before he was gray, Pam Rausch, Michelle Landry, Beverly Camille, Mariela Quintanilla, Carlo Trevino, Allison Barker, Ellis Clinton, Emily Naher, Tiffany Rodriguez, Christopher Jennings, and Greg Hill. It's an amazing organization. You do so much. You employ so many people that make sure we have refrigerators, lights. Our cars are running if you have an electric car. I don't have one, I have a gas car. But let's get to the proclamation. We are recognizing the 100th anniversary of Florida Power and Light Company and its partnership with Palm Beach County. Whereas since its founding in 1925, Florida Power and Light Company has provided reliable electricity for Palm Beach County and the state of Florida, marking 100 years of dedicated service. And whereas over the past century, FPL has shown exceptional resilience and commitment to restore power safely and quickly following countless hurricanes, tropical storms, and other emergencies. And whereas FPL's rapid and effective storm response efforts have minimized power outages and restored electricity to millions of Floridians in record time, thanks to the company's extensive planning, preparedness, and infrastructure investments, and snow, oh my heavens. Whereas FP&L's skilled workforce has consistently delivered excellent service supporting Florida's economic growth, safety, and well-being, and whereas through community engagement, educational initiatives, and philanthropy, FPL has supported and enriched the communities it serves, and whereas the company has formed a strong and lasting partnership with Palm Beach County, enhancing residents' quality of life, fostering economic development, and ensuring reliable energy, and whereas FPL's centennial anniversary marks a celebration of the past and a commitment to the future as it continues to innovate and provide reliable energy solutions for generations to come. And whereas, in honor of the 100th anniversary and in recognition of its enduring partnership with Palm Beach County, we extend our heartfelt appreciation and congratulations to Florida Power and Light Company for their century-long commitment to excellence, innovation, and community service. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 4th day of February 2025, that the board hereby recognizes the 100th anniversary of Florida Power and Light Company and its partnership with Palm Beach County. Ms. Roush, would you like to say something?
Mayor, Commission, County Administrator, thank you so much on behalf of more than 9,000 FPL employees, some of which are here today to show their appreciation. Thank you for the proclamation, but even more importantly, thank you for your long-standing partnership. You know, I think we share this centennial birthday with 3 cities within our great county. We share it with Boca Raton, Jupiter, and Gulfstream. So we have been a proud partner serving this area for 100 years, but also a proud member of this community headquartered here for more than 4 decades. And you know, we started with very humble beginnings. We were a patchwork of enterprises 100 years ago. We had an ice plant, we had a sponge boat, we had 35 mules, and we have grown into the America's largest electric utility. And we are here serving the fastest growing state in the country with one of the strongest economies in the world. And so we are so excited that we get to be part of such a dynamic community, and we are so grateful for the partnership that we have with you to continue to do what we do, to help you continue to do what you do. And you know, as we look back on this centennial year, we're really proud of how far we've all come. But what we're even more excited about is looking forward to the next 100 years and serving you and all of our customers. So thank you for this recognition on behalf of all of us.
We're going to do the chairs.
Anyone under 5'5"?
Good. All right. Do we need to move back, move in, move around? Come in? Yeah.
She keeps us in line. Yes.
All right, everybody say kilowatt.
Kilowatt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait.
LED.
Oh, we get the official FP&L, it's going on the annual report.
Hold that ladder.
Zero today.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Look at that face. I
UUM?
No, I went to FIU. Okay, and before we move on, the Supervisor of Elections has asked Commissioner Baxter to do a proclamation. Unfortunately, it's not today. We are going to make an exception and have it next week, because if we tried to wait for next month on the first scheduled meeting, that's actually Election Day. So we will make an exception for not the first day of the month, first meeting of the month, and we will be recognizing an exceptional poll worker. So thank you for bringing that to us. On to the regular agenda. It feels like it was a long time ago that we got here.
Mayor.
Oh, I have two lights on.
I just wanted to thank you for bringing that point up. And as you talk about the supervisor of elections, what a great opportunity to let people know that if they previously received a vote by mail ballot, it has been purged after the most recent election, and everyone who now wants to vote by mail has to re-register. So I just wanted to take that opportunity, since you brought up the supervisor election, to make sure that the people here and the people watching at home are able to re-register for their vote by mail ballots. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Commissioner Weiss, is that what you were going to say? No. Commissioner Weiss?
No.
No comments?
No, I'm ready for the next item.
Okay. The first item on the regular agenda is 5A1 airports. Commissioner Weiss.
Mayor, unless anybody needs a presentation, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion on 5A1 to approve.
A, B, and C.
So I have
A, B, and C.
a motion from Commissioner Weiss. Actually, I got a second from Commissioner Flores. All in favor? All opposed? There are no cards. See that the motion carries 6-0.
That's wrong. Okay, I did my.
Okay, we are at 5C1, Office of Financial Management and Budget, because the sheriff went. So this is just a sort of a recap and from what we were working on at our meeting last week. And I think this is really just to make sure that the strategic priorities that the board had set are what we still want to keep going forward with as you build our budget for this coming year. Ms. Baker. Hi.
Good morning again, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the board. We wanted to come back to you. We submitted to you a very detailed slide presentation about 2 weeks ago, and we're going to narrow it down to 11 and then open it up for any questions the board may have. But we also want to share with some, reshare with others, our budget document that is online. So we're going to start with our budget workshop, our strategic priorities. The board did give us direction to move forward with the strategic priorities that we have already identified. It is roughly 7 strategic priorities in which I build this budget that I will be submitting to you, recommending to you on those strategic priorities. We will identify the 2025 budget highlights and then provide you with a 2026 projection. Our strategic priorities deals with public safety, infrastructure, unsheltered residents, housing development, environmental protection, economic development, along with substance use and behavioral disorders. So those are your strategic priorities that you have approved, and we're moving forward with those as we build your budget. For our 25 adopted budget, the highlights, of course, fiscal year 25 covers October 1 of 2024 to September 30th of 2025. Our millage rate is 4.5 mills, and for the second consecutive year, we have held that millage rate. Our property values increased 9.6% for 25 over 24. That reflects what we believe, as well as the property appraiser believes, a leveling of values beginning. And so prior to that, in the prior years, we were looking at double-digit values going up. But last year, 24 over 25 reflect the 9.6. Our total gross budget is $9.1 billion, of which $2.4 billion, or 26.2%, is the general fund. That is the fund that this board has the most discretion in because it is primarily ad valorem. It also includes a 6% across the board pay increase to maintain competitive salaries for our employees. We actually modified since last Tuesday our important dates for 2026. But prior to moving to 2026, I'd like to turn it over to Lisa Masters, our budget director, so she can walk you through our online budget document. Lisa. I love this.
Good morning, everyone. I am going to start like I did last week with our main Palm Beach County homepage, so that you can see right here on the homepage is a link to the current budget cycle, which has already been updated for fiscal year 26 budget. So over here is all the meetings that we're going to be having, and we post all of our presentations and everything on this website. I just wanted you to see where it was, but I'm going to go back and show you. The main budget page has all these historical years of annual budgets and capital budgets for anyone to go and look through. So I'm going to look at 2025, since that's the most recently completed fiscal year. We are required to post our line item budgets at different points throughout the process, and these are about 1,000-page each report, and it's every single line that's in the budget. There's one report for revenues and one report for expenses. And we also, this year for 25, we added normally it's organized by numerical order, like fund department unit, but we added a different version that's organized by department, so it's easier for you to look at the department.
Okay, hold on one second.
Yep.
Vice Mayor Baxter has her line on.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Are these PDF documents?
Yes.
I, in October of 2023, had asked and gave direction, and as a board, it was unanimous that we get some kind of budgeting software with a query function, and we had the ability to run and pull our own reports. Do we have any update on where that stands?
So part of when she goes into the budget document, there is some Excel features to it, so you could print to Excel if you want it from that. As large as this PDF is, it probably could be run into Excel.
Yeah, we can definitely export it to Excel instead of PDF if you wanted it to be in that version.
And then I know that you have talked about different types of software, and the clerk's office is working on something out of Advantage. It's not quite up and running yet, that you could look at all the actual expenses and revenues from that standpoint. But in my office, we are trying to work on an RFI, because as much as we love our digital budget book, we think it could be better. And so we would like to go out and look at something like that. So we are doing working on an RFI. It'll probably, hopefully be done in the next month or so, but yeah.
Briefly, Commissioner Flores, what, did you guys have budgeting software in Green Acres for your budget? No. I just, October of 2023, this is over a year later, and we've gotten nowhere on it. Nowhere. Still the same place we were, I mean, to us. We have nothing new, no new tools, nothing we can run, nothing we can do. I would like to see some progress and an update within the next 60 days, if you would please, because we're coming into budget season in July. And I would like something where we can run and pull and get information for ourselves before we start making future budget decisions.
We can do it in Excel, so you would be able to run from Excel what you would want from it, but there won't be a software in 60 days.
I've looked at these PDFs, and there are so many codes and numbers that, unless it's in a software function, aren't going to make sense to most people.
Right.
And I think any one of our residents should be able to go on there and be able to make sense of it as well.
And that's why the budget document is there, to try to sum it up for you. But I can also tell you, after doing this for 25 years, this is the first time I've ever seen a budget document software that worked. And in my past career, we've bought a software that just never produced what we thought it was going to produce. So it's come a long way in 25 years from my mind. So, but yes, we'll look at it too and stuff. But.
Thank you.
Commissioner Flores.
Excuse me. Thank you. For me, something that I would like to be included in that is the transfer of funds. How do we track where monies are being moved between funds? So to me, that's something important that I would like to be able to see.
Okay.
So anytime there's a movement of money from one fund to another,
And
I
that's-
want to be able to track that somewhere, because that to me is important.
Yeah, and that's a part of the adopted budget, and so it's in the line item also.
We currently track that. We currently track transfers. We have interfund transfers. So we can tell you, like for instance, our enterprise funds, if they're using ISS, there's an interfund transfer from the proprietary funds to cover that cost in IT. So we're able to give you that at any point, and it's also within our budget document that shows interfund transfers.
I think it would be nice if it was on a PDF or somewhere that if at any point we could just
Let
pop
me.
in there and just see what.
It's not on the external website, it's on the intranet.
Okay.
But there is an interfund transfer schedule on the OFMB intranet page that lists all of the transfers and the progress they've made
Awesome.
through
Thank
the
you.
year. Mhm.
And we're happy to meet with you and walk you through that.
Commissioner Sachs.
I appreciate what you do. And we have the availability of speaking to any of you at any time in our office. I think our concern is basically with our constituents. They don't have that opportunity. So this is something that we want to be sure that it is clear on the internet when they can look it up. Many times we'll give certain people, for example, I was just reading about FP&L, where we have given the authority for certain division heads, and many times it's the mayor, to enter and sign on behalf of the board. Is that also available for us in a readable version on the internet? For example, somebody may come to me and say, why is it we don't have streetlights? Well, the person who has the authority, that we gave him, I guess, the authority, is the head of engineering. Where is that listed so that the constituents, the people who brought us here, can find out who is the person in charge of entering into these agreements?
That is a document, actually it's a PPM that once the board gives us that authority, that we must return and do receiving files of any documents, which you've received some of that on your agenda packet today. But I can't tell you I don't think any of us can. We'd have to go back through the agenda item to see where the board authorized the designation, delegated designation to the county administrator, and whether I'm signing them or I've delegated to the department head to be more efficient on what that is being done. That is a document, that is a public record. If it's something that this board wants us to start tracking, we can start accumulating it. Working with ISS, we can put it into a portal. But the PPM governs how we account for it.
Technology is so advanced today that I think that an authority is very important, legal authority to sign agreements that we as a board delegate to someone else. I think it's rather important that that is tracked so that we know who has the authority to sign documents that binds the Board of County Commissioners. I don't think it's difficult, and don't ask me on technology because I don't know, but you do.
Yeah, it's not
difficult.
difficult.
And we should, as a staff, know. I would be very interested to know who has the authority, whose authority have we delegated as a board to enter into agreements with private entities on behalf of the people of Palm Beach County. So if that could be done, then you'll let us know.
It is currently recorded when you give the approval in the minutes. But we can definitely work together to pull every department. We can show what authority they have to sign off. And again, the only way that they can sign off has to be in compliance with policies and procedures you have already approved, this board approves. Anything outside of that has to come back to the board.
I understand that. I know, though, that we give authority to division heads or to the mayors or to the county administrator, and it's important that the people know who has that authority.
We can
Thank
do
you,
that.
Ms. May.
Would you allow Lisa to kind of walk
Sure.
through?
Okay, the other thing I did add to the website for 2025 was a fund list and a department list, because we heard that, you guys don't know what codes the funds, what department they relate to and what the department codes are. So we did add comprehensive lists of all the funds and what department they're for and all the department codes and what they're for. We also have PDFs of our budget fact sheet, which you've all seen, the one pager, our short 10-page budget in brief, and the PDF of the annual budget document. But the digital budget book is where you can really interact. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So the budget book has all these different sections, the introduction, and you can just click through them all. I'm not going to click through them all. There's an overview. The sources of funds is the revenues. The uses of funds is the expenses. Some other budget summary information. There's a whole bunch of budget information by department. Then there's a capital improvement section, which that's a really exciting improvement this year. A section on debt and supplemental information, and all of this information that we have here is required for the GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award, which we've gotten every year since 1986. So I'm going to go through the sources of funds just so you can see that this is the $9 billion budget that we've been referencing. And it shows you a chart with some history, and you can interact and see what the actual dollars are behind each year. And there's some descriptions to explain what's in the different revenue sources, some analysis, some pie charts that break down the 2025, and then here's some history of all the different revenue sources. And when you get to these mountain charts, every time there's a mountain chart like this, there is a spreadsheet breakdown that you can expand, and this has every line item under each different type of revenue source that adds up to the $9 billion. You can also interact and you can change the chart if you don't like the mountain. I like the mountain. You can see the stacked column or different column. So there's, you can interact a little bit and you can see all of the historical figures behind it. So that's the total budget. Then we have it broken down by the different fund types, and this is the general fund, the $2.4 billion that we were referencing, has the same charts as for the overall budget. just for the general fund. So these, and all of these charts tie to all of the presentations that you've received from us in the past. On the expenses, we have similar charts, the different pie charts, expenditures by fund, so you can see this is the general fund out of the total, 26% of the total, and then here is the mountain chart that breaks it by fund, and then you can click on the spreadsheet breakdown and get for each different type of fund. There's some more descriptions on the expense types, some more charts that show you things broken down different ways. We slice and dice all of our data multiple different ways so that you can get the information that you want, and so can the public. And we try to explain it with what's in each bucket. Here is the total budgeted reserves. When we talk about reserves, we mostly spend time talking about this line here, the general fund, which is $426 million, but the total reserves are $2 billion, with a lot of the reserves being in capital projects, in capital project funds, and they're not all available for use for whatever. A lot of them have a specific purpose. So when you get to the departments, I think I picked engineering last time. I'm going to do the same. Every department is set up the same way with a mission statement, a department overview, highlights, accomplishments, emerging issues, and the same charts that you saw on the total is broken down by department, and it works the same. There's the totals, then you can, the mountain charts where you can expand and see all the spreadsheets, all the data behind each one. So, and we do expenses and then revenues and for each department. So the exciting part is that we implemented this year was the CIP, and that allowed us to link this part of the budget book directly to our CIP software, and I'll go through that real quick as well, but you can see that this automatically links now. We don't have to do anything to make it populate. And when you see here, you can see all of the new capital requests for 2025. This is just for 2025, all the new capital requests, and you can click into it and it brings up the project worksheet that has all the details, the map, all the different costs, the 5-year, the 5 years if it's a multi-year project, of the expenses and the different funding sources. And again, they have little breakdowns if there's more than one.
Commissioner Woodward has a question.
Yes.
Thank you. On the capital improvement page, thank you for this. I haven't actually had a chance to scroll through, so this is the first time I'm seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a number of our capital projects have restrictions as far as which funds they can come from, like water utilities or airport. There's different ones that have, the money has to come from certain places. Is that made clear in the document so that we know not just like what is allowed to be spent and where that money must come from? Is that in these documents?
Yeah, it's on the funding sources. So I'm in an airports project right now. Mm-hmm. Funding sources, it's coming from the airports operating.
Okay, I just meant so that we know anytime if we're clicking onto one of these, like if it is a water utilities, that has to come from user fees.
Correct.
Right? Is that just so we know? Because I think some of the other building projects could come from any of our funds, and some projects have to come from certain funds. Just so that we know, I don't have to keep calling you guys and bugging you about it.
Yeah.
Does the funding source break it down between the Avalon or user fees?
Yes.
It does, but all of airports is funded by airports revenues. So if
They're a
I
different department that you
right,
could,
if I click down here and if I go to, let's go to facilities. I don't know which project has a different multiple funding sources. So here's the funding sources, and this is from surtax. So it does show you where it's from. So if there's a project, and I don't know one off the top of my head of 400 and something projects, which one has ad valorem and surtax, but if it did, it would show you 2 lines here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that was when you click on the spreadsheet breakdown underneath the
Yeah.
chart.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so that's a quick summary of the capital improvement section of the budget book, but I wanted to go back to the CIP so you can see like the full CIP. We have our PDF version of it, but then this is the digital, and this is a new implementation for 2025, where it has our CIP book is all digital now, and similar to the budget book, it has the message and some summary charts and graphs that you can click through, and some details. There's, information about the surtax. It's the same stuff we've always included in our CIP book, but when you get down here to the capital improvement plan is when you can really see. Here's the one-year plan, which ties to what was brought into the budget book, but then here's the multi-year plan that shows by department all the 5 years and all the different, projects that they're going to be having. And you can continue to click through. When you click on the departments, this is the 5 years also, and then this is the funding sources for the departments. But when you get to the capital project section, you can click on, and I think last time I clicked on libraries and there was something good there, but let me pick something that is more. So engineering's pretty good. And we have the road program separate from other engineering projects. But when you click on any of these projects, again, it takes you to the project worksheet that has all of the details on it. And you can see here, you don't have to hit the spreadsheet breakdown, but it's all there. And if there's any operating costs associated with the project, I think that's why I picked the library project. Like if they have to hire staff or there's operating costs because of the capital project, that will be shown here in the operational cost section. So is there any other questions or anything else I can show you on the CIP?
No lights are on. Good job. Thank you.
Great. Let me get back to the presentation.
There was some questions on why we had such a span of time that we weren't talking to the board. We modified the important dates, and so we have already covered the strategic planning workshop in January. Our capital budget and capital workshop we did on the 28th and today. The constitutional officers' budgets, such as the sheriff, the clerk, SOE, are not required until May 1st. And that's per BCC resolution. The initial property value estimates and property appraiser budget is due June 1st. Our initial budget workshop with the board is roughly about 9 days later, dated for June 10th. And so that's why that span of time was in there, not only for our user departments to submit their budget, for me to go through, put it in a format that we're going to be recommending to the board, and then wait for the other constitutional officers to come in so I can give you a complete and balanced budget. Our final property value estimates come in July 1. The board sets the millage rate July 8th. That's the maximum rate. And then the tax collector's budget is due August 1st. And that is because they assess their 2% and don't take any ad valorem dollars. Any funding left over from her budget is considered excess fees, and then we roll that into the bottom line for our fund balance. Then our first public hearing is September 9th, and the adoption is September 16th. So that is our calendar for our budget process. So you've adopted our 25 budget. We then roll into our 26 and do a projection out on the revenue side as well as the appropriation side for operating as well as capital. And I've kind of laid it out here. I don't know if you want me to go through it in detail, but we're happy to do that. I think for our ad valorem, we based it upon the current millage rate of 4.5 and did our projections out, and we actually looked at our projection as we move into the future. Our property value adjustment is 6%, and then that's for the revenue side, and then we just do projections for our major revenue, sheriff, and all of this can, again, is our best estimate at the time that we're going to submit it to you. We may get more information, or we may not have such good news, and then we'll have to come back and adjust the budget once you adopt it. This also includes our sheriff, our BCC departments, other constitutional officers, judicial, capital, reserves, and debt service. We have a projected millage rate, and whenever you go back to look at our budget projections at this time, you will see that we may be projecting shortfalls or not. And so once we get the appropriate revenue projections in from the property appraiser and you approve it, then we have a balanced budget and we'll know exactly what our deficits would be. What's not included in this projection are the POTUS security cost. That is not included in here. So as we continue to move on, and we will, when we prepare the 2026 budget, we will have a better idea of what Congress is going to do, whether they will be reimbursed for some of the preliminary costs associated with the president or not, and move forward. I know that there were some questions as far as the federal government and whether grants will be approved or not, or suspended. Right now, we're operating as though the grants will remain in place. We are diligently monitoring. We are working on a plan B in case grants are suspended or eliminated totally. And so that is something that we will be coming back to the board with when that occurs. But right now, we're being told to pretty much stand down, so we're just moving forward with the grants that are in place. Historically, reimbursements have been received for our expenditures for POTUS. As I stated earlier today, we believe that hopefully we will get reimbursed. It'll just be a year later. So we'll put out the money, will be hopefully reimbursed. But that's with most of our grants. We have to put out the funding first and then be reimbursed by the granting agencies. Also, as a number of you know, the Lord's Place added a new program. They requested $750,000 from us after the budget had been put together. The board was presented to the board. The board did not tell us to move forward. I do know that they're still looking for assistance, and this is with our unsheltered. They provide day services at their facility. We are not recommending $750,000. I know that they will be coming back to us again to request additional funding for next fiscal year. We have not received that request for next fiscal year. It was only for this fiscal year, which we did not fund. And so that is something that we will be bringing forth for your consideration. And I think I went over our projections for budget assumptions, which was 6% property value increases based upon property appraiser, but we'll have a better information come June 1st. We're recommending, again, 6% across the board pay increases to maintain competitive salaries and to maintain the employees, excellent employees that we currently have, and to attract and fill other vacancies. We're also considering issuing additional non-ad valorem bonds for capital projects submitted to you for your consideration for animal care and control, South County Administrative Complex, and the Airport Center new building. And that is my summarized presentation of the budget. Here to answer any questions that the board may have.
Commissioner Sachs.
Well, thank you for that presentation. It was well done. I have a question. One of the priorities that we have is housing, and I didn't see any budget projections for that. In fact, I didn't see anything for housing the homeless. What do you suggest?
Well, we currently have it as part of the summarized information. It includes our Housing and Economic Development Department funding coming in from HUD. We're projecting we're going to receive about the same or a little bit more. You have allowed us to put into our budget through HIP, which is our Avalon-funded housing initiative program. So we will be putting dollars in there for your consideration. We also have funding where our entities have, our developers have bought out of, which we don't no longer allow them to do, but just in case we made that agreement before, any funding coming in will also go into the appropriate fund and unit for housing. So that is a part of your strategic priorities, and as I stated, budgets will be developed by departments and put into these appropriate buckets. So we definitely will be bringing housing back to you, and the bond dollars and what's left of bond dollars and the direction that you have already given us on moving forward with dispensing of those funds.
I understand that there's two different housing buckets.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
The bucket I'm looking for is the bucket for the homeless or
The
unsheltered. So not right now, but at some point, if you could, to the board, give us a presentation of what we are doing as we are meeting the statutory requirements, which went into effect October 1st and then enforcement January 1st, as well as for the United States Supreme Court decision on lands grant. So I'm looking for that bucket. We could. If you could, not now,
Okay.
but at some point to the board, it's very important.
We will be bringing more detail after departments have put all their information into our budget system. The recommended budget that I will bring to you will be presented with that kind of detail on June 10th. That is
June
our,
10th, I'm
that's our
sorry.
budget workshop.
Right. June 10th, we're already 6 months away from January 1st. So we are subject to, however, with the good restrictions by our county attorney of 30 days here, 30 days there, we're 6 months away from meeting the requirements under 1365, sir, under the requirements, as well as the Supreme Court decision, which could be effective anytime law enforcement wants to. So may I request that we receive that earlier than 6 months away from January 1st?
Yes, ma'am. We can bring back that information. We've shared it with the board. We can bring it back, updated information. That affects the 25, the budget year we're in today. So we've got funding. You've allowed us to set aside funding, but we can bring back those details to the board. We'll schedule a session to bring back that type of detail, but that affects this year's budget, not 26 budget.
Thank you. And what concerns me is that we're already budgeting money for nonprofits, and we need to make sure that, and we have housing for a workforce and affordable housing, but the one that we are vulnerable on
Yes, ma'am.
is the unsheltered. Thank you, Ms. Baker.
Commissioner Flores.
All right, so I have a list of things that I want to talk about here, so bear with me. Number one, I am very concerned about the increasing cost of living in the county. When we talk about ad valorem, there is a 3% cap on homestead, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there a cap on investors that have rentals?
10%.
10%. So the rentals are increasing very close to 10% year over year. So our people, because, these costs roll downhill, and essentially it's our people receiving that increase.
That is correct, and sometimes it's more than 10%.
Right.
The 10% is for the owner of the property. If it is designated as affordable housing or received any funding from HUD, it follows the HUD guidelines or CHIP, I want to say, I hope staff is in the back, and CHIP. And so it follows their guidelines on how much that owner of rental property can increase the rents. So it's
would it be fair to say it's at least 3%?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah. So
unfortunately.
So we keep talking about housing and affordable housing and workforce housing. But in the same way, we're taxing our people more and more and more because we're not anywhere near the cap. It's just a 3% because they have to hit that annual cap. But we've heard from Dorothy, the property appraiser, that they're going to hit that 3% cap for the next 10 years, just because the value of where they're being taxed is so under of, where market rate is. So I want to share a story with you, a personal story of how this affects our people. My mom, she won Teacher of the Year in Palm Beach County in 21. She retired this past summer. And one of her retirement moves that she had to make to be able to afford good quality of living was to sell her home in Palm Beach County. She moved to a cheaper part of Florida, and she's probably watching this, and she's probably asking herself, why am I sharing this story? Because if it happened to my mom, it's happening to a lot of people. She had to sell because when she looked at the increases of insurance and taxes go up every single year, 3%, 3%, 3%, it's affecting our people. And I think and I'm bringing this up to everybody here, but I think we owe it to our residents to try to maintain the millage where it is or try to lower it. And I think because we continue to go up and up and up, I would like to see us look at how do we bring the millage down a little bit. And that's my personal ask. How do we identify ways to possibly lower the millage? Identify areas that we can decrease some expenses. Look at opportunities where we can increase revenue. And I know you guys did a passport program, and I hope that brings revenue. I know when I was in Green Acres, we did that program, and it helped our bottom line. But look at ways how we can increase revenues. And at the end of the day, I would like to bring some relief to our people, because I think what we saw with COVID, a lot of people moved out, and a lot of people are feeling the brunt of inflation. So if we can do a fair share, I think we owe it to at least consider it and bring up some strategies that perhaps we're able to do that. My next set of questions is regarding unfilled positions. How many unfilled positions do we currently have? I think when we spoke, you said it's anywhere like 15%.
Pull up the slide. Normally, a rule of thumb is anywhere around 10%.
At any given time.
We actually are at a little less than 11% that we have total vacancies. We've got total vacancies as of January 24th, and this changes every day because people are leaving or people are being hired, et cetera. But of the 7,100 positions that we hold, 717 as of January 24th. Of those total vacancies, roughly about 339 are ad valorem funded, and that is roughly about 47.3% as of 717. Vacancies that are over a year that's ad valorem is 68 positions. Okay. Those positions, 14 of those 68 are in ISS. However, because we find it challenging to hire those type positions, we're able to utilize the dollars for those positions, contracting out for those services. So those dollars are being used because we need the service provided. So we contract out for that. The other is Parks and Rec that have vacancies over a year. That's about 12. And I'm just hitting the very large ones. Facilities and Development and Operations is 14 as of January 24th. Engineering is about 10. So we have 68 positions that's been vacant, for a year. To break that down even further, for our bargaining units, we have to abide by the contracts. And so we can't just eliminate positions based upon those contracts. However, of those that are not union Avalon-funded vacancies, of those, 48 are remaining. And again, 14 of those 48 are ISS, and the others are with Parks and Rec at 8, Planning Zoning at 7. So it's not a significant number of vacancies that we're holding. Normally, it's anywhere between, the 10%. And that's normal. For private sector, public sector, it's just normal. And we're a very large organization with 7,100 positions. We're always trying to fill them because we still have to carry the workload. And so therefore, the people that are there working, we try to work as smart as we can, constantly looking for remedies when it comes to IT and assisting. But there are vacancies that we have, but we're looking to try to fill them. When budget requests come in for additional positions, I actually look at what's been vacant. How long has it been vacant? Do you really need them? So I go through this process with staff as well.
So you said that we contract out contractors to provide the services.
For ISS, for those vacant positions that we have not been able to fill.
Right.
Because those are still services we need.
Right. So what happens with the 717 positions translate into roughly how much money? This is a ballpark. We talking $1 million?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But please keep in mind, of that 717, 114 are water utilities. A significant number of the planning, zoning, and building are building. So those dollars are restricted for specific uses, and we can't utilize them. Airports is 16 of that 717. So if we are looking at, can we make that a little bigger? No? We can provide this to you as of a more current date.
So actually what you're saying is those are not funded with ad valorem tax
That is
dollars.
correct. And we're restricted on what we can do with those dollars. However, when positions are vacant and they're not filled during the year and they're funded through ad valorem or any of the other fees, those dollars remain in personal services. They cannot be used for anything else unless they get special permission to use it for an unforeseen circumstance. But normally, they stay within personal service. At the end of the year, if it's not spent, it falls to the bottom line and it goes into our fund balance to help us with the next year's budget.
I think that's where I was going. What happens with these funds when they're not being used? They go into reserves at the end of the year?
Yes, sir. They fall to the bottom line. They help us with the budget the next year. And then what we don't allocate goes into the reserve.
Okay. And my last questions have to do with, I guess, something I found out very recently was that when I asked regarding performance evaluations for managers and directors, we don't do that right now. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And has that always been a practice?
When I first started with the county, we did receive evaluation performances. There were issues. We ended up in a lawsuit that reflected someone was an excellent employee, and we ended up paying. The county administrator at the time gave the edict that we will do evaluations. Let me be clear. If someone is doing an exceptional job or someone is not doing their job, they can be evaluated at any time. But to just do a blanket across the board, we have not done that in decades.
See, I find that very interesting and concerning, because when you're not doing evaluations, it's hard for you to have one-on-ones with your and I'll use you as the example since you're the administrator, with your directors. Are they achieving their goals? Are you sitting with them and giving them clear objectives of what they're to do for this following year? And when we look at efficiencies, I think that's one of the metrics that is used. It's sitting down with your staff, identifying objectives, making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, and sitting down at the end of the year, usually at least once a year, you sit down with them and you say, hey, you did a good job, you met all your needs, and then we assign your basically people's raises based on performance. And when we go the other way, when we just simply put people on performance measures because they're not meeting their objectives, I think it also sends a mixed signal that we're only gonna sit down with you if you're not doing a good job. So to me, it's a little concerning that we're not operating in what I would consider efficient ways, and I would like to see what something like this would look like, where our management is getting clear objectives of what they're to do and performance reviews annually. And at the end of the day, if they're meeting their objective, they get their raise like everybody else. But for people that are not performing up to standard, I don't think it's fair for them to be receiving the same raise as a outstanding employee. So these are just some things that I'm a little concerned. And I'm not concerned with anybody but management and directors. This is one opinion. There's 7 others in this board. So that's just some of the thoughts that I had as we're going through this budget process. Thank you.
Thank you. And let me remind everyone that we have an 11:30 stop. So, sure.
Just quickly, I do meet with my directors. I don't think there's one in here that will tell you I'm not clear on directions when I'm requesting that they do certain activities. Their budgets, when we do sit down, we're looking at performance standards. I created a strategic planning division just to do metrics, so that when I'm coming to you or when I'm reviewing their budget, how have we done? Did we meet all of our goals? Did we give you the tools that you need to do your job? I think that is a key component as well, because if I don't give them the tools that they need or the latitude to do their job, then that presents a problem. And I can't hold them responsible for things that they don't have. And I don't have an issue coming back to the board when I find out from a department that they haven't received something. Do some things slip through the cracks? Absolutely. None of us are 100% perfect, but we're working toward it, and we're working toward excellence. So we actually have some departments have meet with it more than others, but it is something that they've definitely received feedback. I receive feedback from them as well. What can I do better to help you with your job? I've asked individual commissioners meeting with them, what can I do? Or you've called me in, commissioners, to tell me what I'm not doing. And then it is up to me to make sure that I am doing what I'm charged with doing. So I've been reviewed working for the county, and the process changed. I did not change it. I think that we have a good communication style. I meet with my department heads once a month, some of them a lot more. And then I also meet with my division department heads together on a quarterly basis.
Commissioner Weiss, 7 minutes.
I'll be done a lot less. Just wanted to clarify, that was brought up earlier, comment was made regarding HB 1365 and a requirement for the county. I think may have some folks here that can clarify that. My understanding is there is no requirement for the county to do anything other than not to allow people to sleep overnight on our public property.
That is correct. And I'm going to ask Tammy Fields, if she's back there, to step up. That is my understanding. They're not allowed to sleep on public property
But
overnight.
there's no requirement for funding anything.
According to the legislation, no. There are things that you can do.
Understand that we can do, but there's nothing mandated in that legislation.
That is my understanding.
Okay.
Correct. The House Bill 1365 says that a governmental entity cannot authorize or allow an individual to sleep on
Regularly.
Right, yep, I was going to get that in there. Regularly sleep overnight on public property. And so I emphasized a few words there because it's the regularly, it's overnight, it does not apply to daytime, and it's public property. For Palm Beach County, we have the responsibility for county-owned property. So I think that is the summary of what the legislation says.
There is no mandate that we have any other funding requirements other than that.
No.
Thank
The only thing that is in there is that if we decided to have an encampment set up, we would have to show that we had insufficient beds. That's the requirement there, as well as several other things like having sanitation and security and mental health services available.
Right, and it would have to be certified and only allowed to exist for 1 year.
Yes, and be certified by DCF.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We're going to take one more question or one more speaker, and then when we come back, we will pick up with Commissioner Powell, then Baxter, then Sachs.
Thank you, Mayor. And just to clarify, thank you, Commissioner Weiss. That was my question about the fiscal requirement that this bill doesn't have that. But we also already had an ordinance in place that we don't allow that anyway, right?
That is
We
correct.
didn't allow, or daytime, like daytime or nighttime sleeping. Okay. My question, and this was something that came up in my agenda review yesterday, I just wanted to make the rest of the board aware. I had asked for us to be able to know all of the positions or departments that are either solely or heavily linked to federal funding. I know last week there was a change that lasted, I think, for about 24 hours, and I didn't realize how many of our departments were directly tied to that funding. It's considered grant funding, even though it is our tax dollars that go to DC and then it kind of comes back, but like housing, our Housing and Economic Development Department. But as far as even, airports, anything that's tied to that, just so that we know, and I know that you're working on some contingencies on that, but that's going to be under a lot of scrutiny this year, and I think it would be good for us to know. Community services, there's a number of departments, just so, I don't know if it has to come back into a June meeting, but whenever you can get that to us, just to have a better understanding. I was caught off guard with how many departments are linked to federal dollars, and I think it would be good for us to have a full awareness of that. It doesn't have to be today. I know she's looking at me. We got 90 seconds on the clock here, but did you want to address that?
We actually have that information by departments. That's how we budget, so we pull it out of the system. But we've got Palm Tran, which is our very largest funded entity. Of that 139 million, if I can see that far, 32 of it is operating, and the rest is capital. They've got no positions associated with it. Let me see your sheet. And I will evaluate Sherry based upon this tiny font that she has on the sheet. But HED
So this is my evaluation for tiny font.
But the HED is the next, thank you, is the next department that's large: airports, community services. Those are the big ticket items. Engineering, WUD. PBSO received roughly about 12.8 million, and then general government is about 11.1. That's part of our current budget. Fire rescue received about 9. We will provide this information to you. I was talking to staff like very early this morning, making sure we had all of this pulled together. So of that $356.6 million we receive in grants, 86 million is operating. And then the pass-through is 48.6, and that is normally when we receive funds, we have to pass them through. to other entities. And then capital of that 356,209 will be for capital purposes, so they will address those. And then we have roughly about 118 positions associated with these particular grant funds. So we are nervous, yes. I did have hives, but we're monitoring very closely and we're developing our Plan B. All individuals hired under a grant, before they're hired, they're well aware that the grant funds them, and if the grant goes away, the position goes away. We have other positions that if they're very good employees, they can apply for and
Yeah, we've had this discussion over and over again.
yeah, but we
Yes.
don't guarantee the job.
Okay, we are going to adjourn now. We will return after lunch, but we will recess
Recess.
at 1:15. We will take up the rest of the business, then at 2 o'clock, no matter where we are, we will stop for matters by the public. And if we, and if we need to continue after matters by the public, we will. Thank you very much. Okay.